Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, your home for all content Lord of the Rings home. Today we have the Charu kit reveal. I'm going to be trying out a little bit of a different style of kit reveal. These are going to take me more time, but I want to make them maybe a little bit more like the Black Beast kit reveal I did. Instead of just reading from the website, just put a little bit more polish on it. Let me know if you prefer this, if you prefer the little bit more polish over the speed. I'll kind of do whichever one people prefer the most. But let's hop right into it. Charu. She looks, I mean, look at the sword. The sword design is so cool. I've been really happy with the past 6 marquees. So the DG, Dol Guldur marquees and the Balin's Expedition marquees. They've all looked incredible. Very, very happy with that. She obviously works best with Black Beast and Rekka. She's got the support tag, Shadow Dol Guldur, obviously human and two-handed sword. Let's get into her abilities. Her basic is called Spider's Bite. It looks so cool. She like charges up her sword with like the big gem on her chest. Ability description at unlock. Drain health from self equal to 20% of current health. Attack the target enemy for 80% damage and deal additional damage equal to the amount of health drained. 50% chance to inflict 1 stack of poison for 1 turn. So this is a very similar mechanic to what we saw with Rekka. Basically draining your own current health to then do additional damage. Just a few reminders on that. It's current health, not max health. That means that she can't kill herself using her abilities like this, but the additional damage she does is definitely going to be scaling based on how much health she has left. So I think both Charu and Rekka seem to be very good candidates for essentially stacking a lot of health with glyphs. Very interesting to see that. Obviously also inflicts poison on her basic. At max upgrade, drain health from self equal to 20% of current health. Attack the target enemy for 160% damage, so an 80% increase in damage. And additional damage equal to the amount of health drained. Again, the same. Inflict 1 stack of poison for 2 turns. So you go from 50% chance of 1 stack of poison for 1 turn to full-on inflict 1 stack of poison for 2 turns. So it goes from a chance to guaranteed. Obviously, you have to pass a resist check. And then the poison goes for 2 turns, but it's still just 1 stack. Her special one is called Shadow Tactics. I really, really dig the animation here. I love that she just like rips the health out of her chest, drops it, and I love the movement. And obviously it's a summon ability. We'll talk about that. Look at that. It just moves across the battlefield. I really like that. So it's 5/5, but at max level, so ability level 6, that goes to 4. So it's a turn 1 still, but it's got a 4-turn cooldown at max. But at unlock, it's 5-turn cooldown, and it's, again, draining your health, like the health equal to 20% of current health, and then summon a Dol Guldur attacker, call that ally to assist the target enemy, gain advantage for 1 turn. So there's no extra damage here, is what I'm reading from the kit. So she's using essentially that 20% of current health to summon the summon, but not to do that extra damage. And then at max upgrade, drain health from self equal to 20% of current health, summon a Dol Guldur attacker, and call the ally to assist against the target enemy. Grant advantage for 2 turns to all squad members. So the upgrades here are going to be reducing the stamina cost at rank 6, but also granting advantage to multiple squad members, and then that advantage being 2 turns. I'm pretty excited to see what, the summon does. I am curious if this 20% of current health plays into the summon stats. That has not exactly been clear, but we're going to take a look at the summon's abilities right now. At the time of recording, the summon's abilities haven't quite made it onto the website, but CG Heem dropped that information into the official Discord, so I'm essentially going to copy what I have there and get that out to you, but it should eventually make its way onto the website. Charu summons a Dol Guldur attacker. Its name is Dol Guldur attacker. It's got the Dol Guldur tag, which is important, and it uses a one-handed sword. Basic ability, Sever. Ability description at unlock. Drain health from self equal to 20% of current health, so basically that same health drain mechanic. Attack the target enemy for 90% damage and additional damage equal to the amount of health drained. And then at max upgrade, again doing that health drain, just 20%, and then you attack the target enemy for 190% damage. So you go from 90 to 190% damage, and then also, again, that additional damage based on the health drained. Special ability 1. It looks like it only has 1 special ability. Ability stamina cost 3, and you get a turn 1 ability. So it's a 3/3 ability. At unlock, drain health from self equal to 20% of current health. Again, attack the target enemy for 120% damage and additional damage equal to that amount of health drained. But, importantly, at max upgrade, Okay. You are draining health from stealth equal to 20% of current health. Attack the target enemy for 250% damage, so a big damage increase of 130%. You do the additional damage based on the amount of health you drain, and this is the important part, you inflict slow for 2 turns. So it's not entirely clear how you're going to be upgrading these abilities. I assume that the summons abilities essentially upgrade with whenever you upgrade Charu's special one, which is the summon ability that we have here. Very, very interesting. We're getting a summon, which is something that Black Beast is obviously going to take advantage of. It's going to be a Dol Guldur ally. So they specifically call this out in the kit reveal. It will get binding, right? Which makes it incredibly powerful. And its special inflicts a 2-turn slow when it's maxed. That's crazy. This is looking to be very, very good. This team has a lot of pieces to make it look like very, very good team. Very excited about this team. Let's get into the special 2. Her special ability 2 is called Siphoning Strike. I love the animations for this. It is a 4-turn cooldown, and you start with 2 stamina for it, so it is a turn 3 move, I guess, unless you change that with maybe the Lemba set and glyphs. We'll talk about that in a second. Ability description and unlock. Drain health from stealth equal to 20% of current health. Attack the target enemy for 160% damage. Deal additional damage equal to the amount of health drained. Steal 1 boon from the target enemy, excluding taunt or provoke. Interesting. So we got another boon stealer in here. The only other one being, I think, the Goblin Chef. This is an interesting sort of mechanic, especially when combined with her passive, which we'll talk about in a little bit. At max upgrade, again, you're draining 20% of current health. You're doing that additional damage based on that amount that you drain. But you're attacking the target enemy for 350% damage, which is a big damage increase. Damage increase of 190%, I believe. Yeah. And you're stealing 2 boons from the target enemy, excluding taunt or provoke. And here's the real kicker here. I think this is important and should not be overlooked. Grant plus 15% turn meter to all Dol Guldur squad members. That is massive. The TM gain is going to be huge. You combine that with the fact that Black Beast has turn meter reduction across the board for enemies when like there's a death. That's pretty big. And the Dol Guldur summon, the attacker has a 2-turn slow, and Rekka has haste. So we'll see what all the stats kind of roll out to, but it looks like this team might not be super slow. Black Beast is obviously super slow, but it looks like these characters have like some things in their kit to deal with any sort of perceived slowness. Her passive is called Dark Tribute. At unlock, on turn, 50% chance to transfer 1 boon from self to 1 random ally, prioritizing the Black Beast. And then at max upgrade, on turn, transfer 1 boon from self to 1 Dol Guldur ally and 1 random ally, prioritizing the Black Beast. So it's no longer a 50% chance, guaranteed chance, still 1 boon, but it goes to 2 people. 1 Dol Guldur ally and 1 random ally. Obviously, the Black Beast is still getting priority there. And then also gain plus 15% damage. So her passive works in concert with her special 2, which is able to steal boons essentially from other characters and then pass them off to hopefully the Black Beast. I think this is a pretty interesting mechanic. The only boons that she is like able to put on herself are that advantage with her special 1, right? But at max level, which I think you're going to want to do, just because I think the summon probably scales off that as well. She's giving it to everybody on the team. So I'm not so sure exactly how useful that is. Maybe the turn order will matter there. So you can put it on, like Black Beast will use his advantage. It's still for 2 turns. I'm not really sure. But Black Beast can use his advantage, and then basically Charu can pass him more advantage later on. What's interesting, though, is that the 2 people you put into the slots to go with your Dol Guldur allies might be somebody who can pass out these buffs. Something like defensive, right? Something that can stack. That way you can continue to pass these boons to Black Beast and other members of the allies. So it's interesting. We're getting another buff stealer, and we're getting our first essentially like buff passer, if that makes sense. Pretty cool to see. Some other things obviously to point out are the summon is incredible, right? Because it is going to be able to go into binding. It's also got a 2-turn slow. She's got turn meter manipulation. Black Beast has turn meter manipulation, where it's this passive, right? Where if anybody dies, there's a 10% turn meter reduction on the enemy team. That's really key. I think these are going to do pretty well in raids. Let's talk about when she's coming out. So here we have like the calendar of events. We have the Rekka Marquee event starting on the 15th. That goes for a week until the 22nd. But the Charu Marquee event is actually going to start on the 21st. I think that's simply because in the US, they're a US-based company, and we have Thanksgiving on the 23rd. People usually take Thursday, Friday off. A lot of people end up traveling maybe on the 22nd as well. But my guess is that they want to give themselves kind of an extra day in case something goes wrong. So they're going to start it on Tuesday, the 21st, instead of Wednesday, the 22nd. That'll still just go for a week until the 28th. I feel like we're coming up toward, we've got all the character release stuff mapped out for the rest of this month. The big thing I think that's left is when are glyphs coming, but also I think more importantly, when is that Journey Ahead post coming? Those are quarterly. We expect it to be sometime in November. Really hoping it's at the end of this week. I think realistically it could be at the beginning of next week. I really hope it doesn't get pushed out to the end here. From what I know about kind of work schedules and holidays in the US though, this seems like pushing it. This would seem pretty late to announce that sort of thing. I really hope it's not here. I hope it's here. I think realistically it'll be somewhere in the middle and we will get it at the beginning of the week. That is all from me. I think the rest of this is just standard marquee stuff. Let me know if you liked this more, this newer format where I kind of have the video in the background instead of just reading from the website. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.